Despite humanity's immense accomplishments, the true nature of reality remains a mystery.
What is the true nature of reality? There are many theories. Some of them sound very crazy. Is the real world merely a world of physical matter? Or is it the manifestation of an underlying spirit? Is it a projection of our mind? Or merely our perception that no longer exists once we stop perceiving it? Is it a computer simulation or some kind of hologram? Are there multiple universes or a parallel universe? I don't know. What we are going to do in this video is look at what Rudolf Steiner says about the true nature of reality and why it is important for our lives that we discover it. We're not interested in being entertained by wild theories, but want to raise the value of our existence as human beings and gain knowledge that can help us develop ourselves. All science would be nothing but the satisfaction of idle curiosity if it did not raise the value of existence for the human personality. Knowledge has value only by contributing to the all-around development of the whole of human nature. We begin with the dualistic world of appearance, and then cognition brings about the true nature of reality. Let us call the way the world presents itself to us before it has taken on its true nature by means of cognition, the world of appearance, in contrast to what has been put together out of percept and concept to form a single unity. We can then say the world is given to us as a duality, dualism, and cognition works upon it to bring about a unity, monism. To grasp the true nature of reality, we combine the percept with the concept. Okay, what is the percept and what is the concept? The percept is the observed object. The concept is formed by thinking. It's the ideal element that we add to the observed object. Our cognition involves questions that arise for us through the fact that a sphere of percepts conditioned by factors of place, time, and our subjective organization confronts a sphere of concepts expressing the world as a unity. My task is to reconcile these two spheres, both of which are very well known to me. So we have these two realms of percepts and concepts. Within ourselves, we have all the ideas and concepts that we've formed about things through our life. And then we have the outer world of all the things that we perceive. So the idea is to bring together this inner world with the outer world, and through cognition, bring the two together. Now later in this chapter, we get a clearer picture of this cognitive process that gives us the true nature of reality. We're surrounded by perceptible objects. We connect these objects by discovering the laws that are the connecting links between the various objects that we observe in the world. For naive realism, the real world consists of a sum of perceptible objects, percepts. For metaphysical realism, not only perceptible objects, but also imperceptible forces are real. Monism replaces forces with ideal connections obtained by means of thinking. These connections are the laws of nature. A law of nature, after all, is nothing but the conceptual expression of the connection between certain percepts. You can see why the philosophy of freedom is for the science-minded. We are interested in discovering the laws that are at work in things. The question is, what do we gain by finding a conceptual counterpart to an event? Or, what do we gain by finding the law of an event? If I have discovered the concepts corresponding to the details of the event, I can predict what will happen. This is why we're interested in discovering the laws so that we can predict what will happen. The reason for this, it has great importance for ethics. To be able to make an ethical decision, in a sense, you want to be able to predict what your action is going to bring it about. What are going to be the consequences of your deed? So you need to be able to understand the laws at work and how the effect you're having on things to be able to predict what will happen. If you know the laws that are active and are working in the events and people and situations around you, you then understand it and you can orientate yourself to it. If you do not know what's going on and you've got the false nature of reality, you can't orientate to that because you're orientating yourself to an illusionary world. Once we know what to make of the world, it will be an easy task to orientate ourselves within it. We can act with our full strength and conviction only when we understand the things to which we direct our activity. What's reassuring here is that once we do grasp the world, we can orientate ourselves to it. In fact, it will be an easy task to orientate ourselves. Most people can recognize that when they fully grasp the situation, they know how to deal with it. When we have problems, when we don't know what's going on, we're confused, then we cannot take decisive action. The first 7 chapters of Part 1 in the Philosophy of Freedom are all about learning how to grasp the true nature of reality. With that foundation, then in Part 2, it moves into ethics, that once you know what's going on in the world, what to make of the world, then you can properly orientate yourself in your ethical life. So first we learn the true nature of reality, and then we move on to ethics to properly orientate ourselves into that reality.